welcome everyone. This is a part 4 video of the chapter Cell and Cell Organelles. We have already learned some of the cell organelles present in the cell. So let's revise the previous session. So in our previous video we have seen the Golgi complex and what are these complex. So in these complex it modifies, sorts and packs the material like proteins, lipids, and then these protein, lipids, etc. are dispatches through this complex to their targeted destination. So next was the lysosome. So what is a lysosome? It is a single membrane bound structure, and these structures are filled with the digestive enzymes. So the lysosome digests all the waste which are producing or generated during the chemical reaction in the cell. And next is a vacuole. This is a water bubble like structure which stores the solid and liquid contents of the cell. So these all cell organelles we have completed in our last video. Another cell organelle. So before begin the lesson, let's see one question. So which type of energy is required to run the fans, computers and electric bulbs? Where is this energy is produced? So electric energy is required to run fan, bulb and computers. In these, electric energy is produced where? It is produces in the power plants or power station. So student, as the electric energy is generated in the power station and which is required to run the bulbs, fans and computer. So likewise, to run the cell, we can say the cell also requires the energy. And now we will see the energy required by the cell is produces in which of the cell organelles. So let's begin. So student, the energy requires by the cell is produces in the mitochondria. So this is also known as a powerhouse of the cell, where the energy required for the cell is produces. Now we will see the structure of a mitochondria. Now student, here you can see the structure of a cell in which you can see the nucleus, cell membrane and mitochondria. Okay. So if we will click on the mitochondria, we will look at the detailed structure features of mitochondria. Okay, now here the structure, you can see the structure of a mitochondria in which you can see a fold labeling. Okay, first is the inner membrane, outer membrane, cristae and matrix. So now let's learn the detailed structure of the mitochondria. So this is a mitochondria. So each cell requires energy and this energy is produced in the mitochondria. Now under the electron microscope, a mitochondrion is seen as a double membrane structure. So mitochondria is a singular and mitochondrion is a plural form. And the outer membrane is porous, that means it has pores, and the inner membrane is deeply folded. You can see in the picture the outer membrane and inner membrane. Okay, so outer membrane is made up of a protein and that protein is known as a porins. And you can see the inner membrane also, and the space between the inner membrane and the outer membrane is known as the intermembrane space. This you can see in the clearly in the picture. Now the inner membrane is deeply folded and these folds are called cristae. So these cristae we have learned in this Golgi complex also. Okay, these what are the cristae? These are the folded structure. So the inner cavity is filled with the proteinaceous gel like matrix containing, so the inner cavity of the this inner cavity of the cristae, that means here you can see a blue colored gel like structure. Okay, so the inner cavity of the cristae is filled with the matrix, and these matrix contains a proteinaceous gel like matrix, okay, and these matrix containing ribosomes, phosphate granules and DNA. What is DNA? It is deoxyribonucleic acid. So therefore it can produce its own protein. Therefore it can produce its own protein. Why? How it is produces its own protein? Because it contains DNA, ribosome, ATP synthesis, okay. So it can be able to produce its own proteins. And with the help of enzymes, mitochondria oxidize carbohydrates and fats in the cells. That means the enzymes which are present in the mitochondria, it will present in the mitochondria. So the carbohydrate and fats, it's oxidize means it will react with the oxygen, and the energy released in this process is stored in the form of ATP. So what is ATP? This is a molecule or energy which is released in the process of oxidation. That is, ATP is adenosine triphosphate. This is an energy molecule. Here student, you can see one reaction in which you can see the carbohydrate or a glucose is oxidized. Oxidized means it will react with oxygen molecule, okay, and when the carbohydrate or glucose oxidize with the oxygen, it will gives us energy. That means energy is released, and that energy is releases in the form of what? ATP. That means adenosine triphosphate, and this energy is required for the cell to produce different functions in the body. So when glucose, it will react with the oxygen, it will gives us carbon dioxide, water molecule and ATP. So what is ATP? It is nothing but the energy which is releases during the chemical reaction when glucose is oxidized. So why ATP is known as the energy currency? Because this is a molecule which gives the energy to the cell, and plant cells have less mitochondria than animal cells. Through a series of chemical reactions, mitochondria break down carbohydrate, it means glucose, lipids, protein, etc. into an energy molecule known as adenosine triphosphate, which is used to fuel various other cellular processes. That means for the cellular reaction, the energy which is required is produces by what? Due to the breakdown of molecules like carbohydrate, lipids and proteins, etc. And this energy produces is in the form of ATP, that means adenosine triphosphate. Now next cell organelle is plastid. So student, why are plant leaves green and flowers red, yellow, orange or blue? That means why are the color of leaves are green, and why the color of leaves are like in any color? It is in various colors flowers are present. So why this is so? Give such colors is present only in the plant cells. So these plastids are present only in the plant cell. This is not in the animal cell. So it is called as plastid. That means it is a cell organelle which gives the object, or which gives the like plants, flowers, leaves color. Okay, that due to the plastids only the objects gets colored, like plants only. Okay, so plastids have double membrane and are of two types. So student, here you can see the types of plastid. So the first type of plastid is chloroplast. So chloroplast, you can see the structure of the chloroplast in the middle section. So chloroplast contain a chlorophyll pigment. This is a green pigment that absorbs the sunlight during the photosynthesis. You might, what is the photosynthesis? This is a process in which the green plant produces their own foods. That's why the plants are green plants are known as the autotrophs. So chloroplast also produces and stored glucose. And next is the chromoplast. So these chromoplasts contain carotenoids, that is a red, orange and yellow pigments, and these is found in flowers and fruits. So due to the chromoplast, the flowers and fruit gets colored. Next is a leucoplast. So what is a leucoplast? In leucoplast, no pigment is present. So this is only used to store the starch. So student, chloroplast, in chloroplast, chlorophyll pigment is present. This is a green pigment. And in chromoplast, carotenoids are present, and the color of this is red, orange and yellow pigments. And in leucoplast, no pigment is present. Now next, here one table is given to us in which the color of the plant part is given and the pigments are given. So let's see. So the green color of leaves is due to chlorophyll pigments, and orange color of carrot or any fruit is due to what? Due to carotene pigment present in the this orange. And yellow color is due to xanthophyll pigment, and purple and blue color is due to anthocyanin. And dark pink like beetroot, this is the color of the color of the beetroot is due to the pigment betalains. Now student, chloroplast can get converted into other type of chromoplast, and for example, raw green tomatoes turn red due to the breakdown of chlorophyll and synthesis of leucopen. That means green conversion of a raw green tomatoes into red tomatoes. This is due to what? Due to the breakdown of chlorophyll and synthesis of leucopen. Now next we are going to learn about the chloroplast. So this is another cell organelle is present in the plant cells. So chloroplasts are important for the photosynthesis. Again I am repeating, what is photosynthesis? This is a process in which green plant present their own food in the presence of sunlight. So important for the photosynthesis process takes place in the leaves. So why leaves are green in color? Because of the presence of pigment chlorophyll. Chlorophyll in chloroplast traps the solar energy. So student, here in the structure of the chloroplast you can see the inner membrane, outer membrane. So these are the two membranes which are present in the chloroplast. And next is you can see a granum. So what is a granum? You can see the stack of thylakoids. Okay, so in the granum you can see the tiny compartments. Okay, so each compartment is known as a thylakoids, and the collection of the, or we can say the stack of thylakoids is granum. And next you can see the stroma. So this is a aqueous space, that means it is a fluid filled inner space of the chloroplast. So student, here you can see a leaves in which the leaves contain a chloroplast, and in the chloroplast the pigment chlorophyll is present, and the pigment chlorophyll present on the membrane of the thylakoid. So in the right hand side you can see the chemical structure of the chlorophyll, pigment chlorophyll. So chlorophyll, a pigment which actually located on the membrane of thylakoid, traps the solar energy. Solar energy means the energy from the sun, and converts that solar energy into a chemical energy. And stroma in the chloroplast contains enzymes, DNA, ribosomes and carbohydrate that are necessary for the photosynthesis. That means the material or the requirement which is required to take place the photosynthesis is actually contains in the stroma. Chloroplasts are involved in the synthesis and storage of food like starch, oils and proteins. Mitochondria and plastids can produce proteins as well as replicate themselves, as they have their own DNA ribosomes. So student, we have learned the structure of the mitochondria, and just now we have seen the structure of the plastid also. So in both the cell organelles, they are able to produce their own proteins and replicate themselves. So they have their own DNA and ribosome, that's why they can able to produce their own proteins. So student, after studying the cell in cell organelles, you must have come to know that all the functions in plants and animal cells are taking place smoothly due to the cell organelles. Such developed cells are called eukaryotic cells. So student, I hope you all have understood this chapter, and here we have finished our this chapter, cell and cell organelles. Thank you.